Welcome everyone to the Upgrade Your Control Room webinar, a joint webinar between the ttgroup, SDVoE, Novastar and Netgear AV. I'm giving the mic to Thomas Guillaume from the ttgroup, who will be presenting this webinar.
Thank you, Eric, and thank you everybody for joining this webinar. Eric, I think you need to give me the control. Ah, yes, okay. There is a little bit of delay. Okay, so thank you everybody for joining this webinar. So this webinar will be divided in 7 sections. We'll start with an introduction. Then Melissa Nollet will present us. Then, so in this introduction, we will present you the challenge that we are addressing for the system integrator, the challenge that we want to solve with a solution that we have put together with 4 companies. And then the solution we will divide in 4 steps. So Melissa Nollet will present the SDVoE part of the solution. Johnny Chang will present the Novastar part of the solution. I will then come back and present the ttgroup part of the solution. And Laurent Mazia will present the Netgear, the last piece of the puzzle, so the Netgear part of the solution. So this will last more or less half an hour. And after this, we'll have a live demo of the solution. And we will finish with a Q&A, question and answer. And I invite you to, so everybody is muting during the webinar, and I invite you to use the Q&A box in the Zoom program in order, if you have any question along the webinar, and we will try to answer them at the end. So let's start. So today we want to address a significant challenge that the system integrator have to face when designing their control rooms, conference rooms, meeting rooms, large scale or high impact meeting rooms. Is that more and more they will have to connect and to drive LED video walls, and very large. I'm talking here of very large LED video wall, very high definition. And those LED video walls, they are nothing like 4K LCD display. First, they are not 4K, and they are not 16. They're not even 16:9. They don't have a standard resolution, and they don't have any HDMI input. So you need to control them with a system based on the sending card and receiving card in every cabinet of the LED wall. So this is a challenge, and this adds to all the other challenge that the system integrator will have to address, which is also how they will have not only to drive those displays, very large displays, but also to distribute video signals, and to distribute also not only video, but also audio, USB, KVM. And we should also insist on the fact that when an end customer is investing in a LED video wall, high resolution LED video wall, so he's really paying for every pixel. So downgrading the signal with compression really is not a good option, because it will defeat the real purpose of investing in a high resolution LED wall. Also for control rooms where when customers are really managing and supervising, for example, electrical network, the real color of every electrical line on the SCADA diagram that is displayed on the LED wall is very important. So really this is a challenge, and on these slides, I'm presenting on the left column. So the challenges, the multiple requirements that our system integrators will have to address, that I have described earlier in the center column. So the good news for all those challenges is that for each one of them there is a very good solution, and there's a very good solution for KVM system. There is a very good solution for video distribution system. There's a very good solution for audio control and video controllers. There is a vast choice of video controllers that have a lot of functionalities, and there is also control systems for your LED wall. But the problem is that when you stack when you are starting to stack different hardware solutions, different layers, then you are facing challenges and hurdles. And this is what I'm listing here on the right-hand column. So first, you will have a space constraint. So you can only add more hardware in the space that you have. Then you will have increased number of points of failure because you are adding devices. You can have failure on the power adapters, on the cables. The cabling diagram can become very complex. And you will also have to integrate different software. And then maybe the worst of all this is that you may end up with a signal degradation, especially if in one or several steps of the layers you are doing video distribution over 1G network, for example. So you may so the image that you get at the end is not exactly the one that you connected to with your first HDMI input. And this even more if you are doing this compression not once but twice or three times in the different layers. So this is a challenge. And this is what we all together. 4 companies, we are come together and try to design a solution that is very efficient and that guarantees you that you have the maximum performance with your LED video wall connected to your AV system. And now I will hand over to Melissa for the SDVoE part.
I will give Melissa control.
Perfect.
So if you now click 2 times, you should have control. Yeah.
Perfect. So, whoa. Thank you, Thomas. So this is Melissa from the SDVoE Alliance. SDVoE, of course, stands for Software-Defined Video over Ethernet. The Alliance is a nonprofit organization, a group of manufacturers and other technology providers that really came together with the aim of standardizing the adoption of Ethernet to distribute AV signals. You just heard from ttgroup. They are a contributing member of the Alliance, and you probably are already aware that Netgear is a founding member of the Alliance, so active since its inception in 2017. The technology, the SDVoE technology is standardized, and so all of the products based on this technology are totally interoperable. So we take a little step back in history, everyone will recall that at a certain point in time, your only option for signal distribution was the matrix switch. Of course, on the positive side, you had pristine quality and pretty much effectively zero latency. On the negative, it was not very flexible. And in fact, it was quite expensive, not scalable. So we then moved over into the AV over IP land, which I think we've made a pretty big transition as an industry in general already. But it's nonetheless a pretty crowded space. And there are trade-offs, especially when you look at 1 gig technology, where the codec is going to be introducing either artifacts, so in terms of your image quality, or in terms of introducing latency. And that's where SDVoE is different. So SDVoE technology is based on 10 gig network. And in fact, it has zero compression and no latency. So really what you're getting is the matrix switch performance, but the flexibility of AV over IP. Now, I'm not going to tell you that you must always select SDVoE. Certainly there are times where an application might be sufficient to have 1 gig solution. But I think as system integrators and as consultants and as designers, your responsibility is to know the difference of when 1 gig just won't cut it. So in that effort, SDVoE Alliance has created a new initiative around the power of 10, So this is just really education around what the 10 plus reasons are that you would need to select SDVoE over a 1 gig solution. Of course, I'm not going to go through all of these today. We don't have enough time, but I am going to highlight the two that are probably the most critical for the application of LED walls in the control room. So those being zero latency. So evidently, you want to be able to transmit signals, including AV, USB, KVM, and the expectation from the client is that these will not incur any delay. And the second one is probably even more obvious. We've already spoken about it a bit in Thomas' presentation, but no compression, right? You are expecting that your really expensive LED wall is going to have the image quality, pristine image quality, right? So this is only delivered by SDVoE. I'm not going to get into the solution, the specifics of the solution. I'll leave that up to the other panelists. But I do want to leave you with two things. One, the Alliance since the very beginning has been known for its education. So just to let you know, we continue to promote various courses for CTS RU credit. These are available not only through the SDVoE Academy, but also through the new Netgear AV Academy. We have a new one just released on video basics. And then as you see up there in June, we have one coming on command and control as well as 5 others. And lastly, at the end of the presentation, you are going to wonder to yourself where you can get additional products to mix and match with the TT Novastar card. And so you can look into that by going to the SDVoE website and using our product catalog, where there are more than 200 products from 29 different manufacturers, all of which are obviously interoperable because they're all based on SDVoE technology. So with that, I will pass it on to Johnny.
Hi, hello everyone. I'm Johnny from Novastar, the European team, and I will introduce about the Novastar, the company profile, and also the H series for our hot selling production. Well, Novastar is founded in the 2008. We are the Chinese company, and as you know, we are the global leading for the LED display solution provider. And for now, we have the already 3,000 employee in all the world, and also service for the 20,000 clients. And now we also have the 5 subsidiary company and also the 5 main product lines. Oh, sorry. Okay. Actually, we already have the 17% for the marketing share about LED controller, and also provide for service for a lot of the LED manufacturer for the whole in the industry. And here is some our product line information here. Actually, we have the LED display control system. Some of them, maybe you know that we have the amp control series and also the new generation, the coax system, and working with our receiving card, with provide for the stable and show the colorful image for your LED screen. And the second, we have the video processing unit. We have our video splitter processor like H series, and also our media service, also for some switcher and video console for some rental business here. And thirdly, we have the cloud service platform for helping the client for their advertising or commercial display and help for their business. And then we have some kind of the equipment for the manufacturer who can manufacture for the mini or micro LED, like the COB new technology. We're using our technique to help them to reduce their costs. And then we have some new plan for design and manufacture for our new IC drivers. So this is a profile for the Novastar parts. And also for this kind of the 5 product line for the business, we have providing for the very professional function solution for some kind of the security monitor center, conference room with some fan pitch, the LED display, and also the advertising, exhibition, rental business. Also, of course, for the meeting room and control room, like this kind of the scenario. Let me try to let you know the H series. We have the thinking that it's a LED the control system we need to upgrade. So since the 2020, we have the release for the H series, because in the if you keep in for the traditional way with the many controller to combine together as a home system, well, for 8K or 16K kind of the resolution screen, you may need a lot of the controller there. There will be make your system like the nightmare. So we have the H series, just one machine, and it can help you to carry your screen and in a very perfectly way and also stable playback. For now, we have the H2, H5, H9, H15, and H20 as their family. They are the different module for the different kind of the scenario. There are very hard selling and also our star production for some meeting room cases and also exhibition lecture room for some university. And of course, today's new solution for the control center. And if you have any requirement for the naked eye 3D or showroom, also you can think in working with H series as your solution. Well, here is the short introduce for H series, because H series is a very higher integrator and also simple to use with designs that this is the first splitter service for the LED sending card, and also we have reduced many number of the devices and the cables. And here is the parameter sheet to let you know the different capability for the H series, H2, H5, H9, and the maximum size is H20. You can see for H series, we have the many slots to let you to flexible design for your input and output card, and each card we have support the many kind of the layers as your design for your solution. And also for some high level requirement like the HDR 10 bits, also 3D, the HDR can easier to achieve that for help you to the solution. And today Thomas will show the kind of the new solution. We're working with SDVoE card, and let Thomas to keep in to introduce. Thank you.
Thank you, Johnny. So Eric, can you give me the control? Okay. So
yes, you have the control now.
Okay, thank you. So at this point of the webinar, I think you have already two pieces of the puzzle. So on one side, you have learned about the SDVoE and how it will provide pixel perfect video distribution and as well as real-time KVM control. And on the other hand, you have learned about the Novastar H series, which is a controller that combines a video wall controller and LED wall controller. So what's missing? So what I want to address now is how do we connect both solutions? And I would like to take a step back, to take one step back, okay, and talk about the common approach. So what system integrators are doing today, so to connect a distribution system and an LED wall. So they would most likely use sending cards that they connect to the LED wall and feed those sending cards with the output of video wall controller in HDMI. And then for the inputs into the video wall controller, they will use decoders. So in our case, SDVoE receivers. And by design, the number of SDVoE receivers that you have will define the number of sources that you can simultaneously display on your LED wall. So this works, but as we said at the beginning, we are adding layers of hardware, and the drawbacks of this solution is that you have a lot of cablings, you have more devices to install, you have more space required for it, you have more points of failure, It can be the devices themselves. It can be the power supplies, the cables. And it becomes complicated to troubleshoot and to maintain such a system. The integration is also complex, and then the flexibility is given by the design of the system. So instead of this, what we propose as a solution is to combine all those three steps in one. And the one is a H-series controller. So the output card, as Johnny mentioned, they are already the sending card to the LED wall. So there's no step here. It's directly connected to the LED wall. And the input cards, they are now SDVoE decoders. So they are directly connected with just a fiber optic cable to your Netgear switch, which is the backbone of your SDVoE network. So the benefits of this is that you have a streamlined cabling. You can drive any size video wall, because really the H-series controller can drive. It's almost limitless the size of the video wall that you can drive. You have high density, so you're really optimizing your space. You have reduced points of failure, because it's a very mission critical architecture. It's just one rackable controller with redundant power supply. All the cards are hot swappable, and you have a centralized monitoring, so you know in real time what's happening to every component of the system. And where it gets even better is that the card that we have designed, the SDVoE card, is not only a receiver, but it's a transceiver. So it can decode, but also encode at the same time. So on the same input, you can also connect new sources directly in your technical room. You can connect your PC directly to those cards, and the card will encode them at the same time as it is also decoding signals that are fed through the Netgear controller. And the inputs that you are encoding here, you can display them on the LED wall, but also on any display that you have in the other room. It could be also an operator workstation. It could be a 4K display. And in fact, you could even see the architecture of the system on the contrary. So you can massively encode sources in the technical room. And then you have a few sources that you also encode in the other rooms, like the meeting rooms, etc. But then you are distributing all those sources to your LED wall and to your workstation and the different rooms through your SDVoE network. So basically, this is what it does. And this card comes in 3 versions. So you have a single in and out HDMI. So it's always 4K 60 Hertz, by the way. And with USB HID support. The second version is a single HDMI in and out with USB HID and USB 2.0 support. And the third one is a dual. So you have two transceivers. So you have 2 HDMI in and out and 2 USB HID support. So the last one is really for high density, because for example, the bigger controller of the range of the H series, the H20, and you have 40 input slots. That means you can fit 80 transceivers. That means in total you have 80 encoders and 80 decoders potentially. So that's 160 endpoints, if you like. Okay, so that's all for the product. About ttgroup, for those who don't know us, ttgroup is an Italian company. We are based in Rome. And TT Visual Design is a branch of ttgroup that focuses on developing solutions for control rooms, AV in general, and mission critical applications. So we are very proud to all the certifications, both for the quality management, the information security management, the environmental management, the occupational health and safety management, the social accountability, and gender parity. And on top of this, we are ranked by EcoVadis in the top 1% of the company for the sustainability management. Obviously, we are SDVoE members, and we are also SDVoE design house, and our technicians are following the EVIXA certifications, so both for CTS installation and design. And ttgroup is actually designing its own product since quite a few years. So ttgroup was created in 2009, and in 2019 we have received the first recognition from the industry for design on the occasion of the ISE 2019. So best product of the ISE for a touch table. And this year, we have been recognized by the Alliance, the SDVoE Alliance, for the most innovative product of the year, which is the card, the SDVoE transceiver for Novastar H series that we have just presented. So now, I think it's time for you to learn about the last piece of the puzzle, which is the backbone of the whole system. And the SDVoE network and the network switches. And I will hand over to Laurent to present you this. Thank you.
Thank you, Thomas. And my turn, want to thank the TT Group in Italy, the SDVoE Alliance, represented by Melissa in Canada, and Johnny in Novastar for this opportunity. I'm happy to introduce the Netgear AV line switches that probably are going to make it possible. I'm Laurent, I'm handling the product management, and usually I want to re-emphasize the AV over IP as it is on this diagram, because from analog to digital, and Melissa mentioned about HDBaseT and the previous matrix switches, now everything is more simple. It's streamlined. You heard about the encoders that we are going to use with SDVoE to capture the HDMI in and packetize it without any compression, without any latency. And on the other side, either you have SDVoE decoders, but in that case, in this solution, you have those input-output cards from the TT group directly fitting into the Novastar controller for the LED walls. But look at the center, please. With AV over IP, now the fabric for your AV distribution is really much the network. And when the AV fabric, being a network, is not good, then of course the whole experience can be very rapidly ruined. So let me tell you a little bit about this. We at Netgear started 10 years ago. Melissa mentioned it. We helped co-found the SDVoE Alliance when we discovered this new video over IP transformation. And along the way, we wanted to contribute to the transition to AV over IP. We went to the most major other AV alliances just to do the opposite of other enterprise IT switch vendors. Instead of finger pointing AV devices not being standard, we wanted to transform our switches that were IT switches by then into AV switches and accommodate the AV the best we could. So I'm very happy to say that we very recently at the NAB reached a new milestone. We are now mutually certified, the Netgear AV team, for both the hardware and the software, with more than 400 manufacturers. You'll see the TT Group, you'll see Novastar, you'll see the entire SDVoE Alliance. But moreover, if you happen to have other type of AV distribution or AV encode decode into your control room, you'll be glad to know that the AV switches at Netgear AV are all certified. So there's no wonder why by now Netgear AV is the most recommended switch platform when it comes to switching and wiring. But I'm pretty sure that you don't want to spend any time today on the pizza boxes and all those switches. I just want to tell you two things. When it comes to the control room, when it comes to 10 gigabit access for SDVoE, please look at the brand new M4350 line of switches. and the 4500s too, that Thomas is going to use in 2.5 minutes from now. Why? Because both the 4350 and 4500s, they come with all the attributes in terms of security, in terms of power redundancy. And when you have 10 gigabit downlinks to go to the encoders and to the TT group interface, then you need even higher speed uplinks, 25 gigabit, 40 gigabit, 100 gigabit for multi-switch installations. And the second thing is that, of course, Netgear AV contributed to the AV industry by automating a whole lot of the configuration required by AV over IP. So not only the IGMP Plus is taking care of the multicast for you without any flooding, but also we introduced very innovative solutions like automatic link aggregation, automatic trunking, so that you can focus having more time on your AV. So Eric, can you move the slide just once for me because I lost the control suddenly? Thank you. So remember 400 manufacturers. Now coming back to this solution for SDVoE video distribution, we 5 years ago made a big change. We stopped using the fastidious IGMP, QoS, DiffServ, all the IT interface, and we came with a brand new AV operating system. So if you go with the Netgear AV, let me get back to my previous slide. If you go with the Netgear AV in this solution, you will then use a profile that is called the video SDVoE profile so that you can instantly deploy on one switch the correct configuration. And what's new is really much the AV controller, the Engage controller that lets you do that across the entire network. All right, so this is almost the end for me. I think you see me coming. Hardware and software, we are here to help you with the AV line at Netgear AV, but nothing would be actually happening without the proper service and support. And this, we learned that the hardware more than 10 years ago. So I'm glad to tell you that we are here to assist you when you have a project for your control room with the TT group for the interfaces, with the video walls from Novastar and the controllers. Please reach out to the Netgear Pro AV Design team. It's just one email away. ProAVDesign, netgear.com, ProAVDesign, netgear.com. 22 very experienced and certified system engineers are here to help you day in and day out across all the time zones before your project so that we can help you design and select the right equipment during your commissioning so that we can help you, especially if that's the first time for the AV profile and the Engage controller configuration. And well, Thomas, no, sometimes you have some glitches, especially with third-party devices, right, Thomas? And in that case, we will help you troubleshoot. 99.9% of all our tickets are solved on the same day. So, Thomas, before your demo, let me conclude. Please, all of you, use the Q&A box right now during the demo so that we can gather the questions, we group them and answer live after the demo from Thomas. And on the Netgear AV side, please download your Engage controller right away. It's free. You can start playing with it, netgear.com/engage. And if you want to get certified, actually, on the Netgear AV for level 1, for level 2, up to hundreds and hundreds of endpoints, please visit our latest training academy called academy.netgear.com. Thank you. Thomas, back up to you.
Okay, I will spotlight. Thomas, sorry. I'm going to set it up for you.
Okay. Okay, so now we will do our demo. So you are here in TT Group demo room. We are in Rome, so this is why on the LED wall behind me you can see a beautiful view of the Vatican, because just to remind you that we are in Rome. The LED wall behind me is So it's a ttgroup COB LED point with a pixel pitch 0.9, and the video wall is about 7 meter wide. And we are driving it with the rack that I will present you now. With we are driving it with the H5 controller, so from Novastar. On the right side, so here you see all the output cards that are connected to the LED wall. So as you can see, this is not a straight HDMI connection. So you have actually 36 cable going to the cabinets of the LED wall behind me. And on the left side, you have the cards that we were just mentioning, so which are the SDVoE cards, which are hot swappable. So this one is not connected, so I can remove it. So this is input card that is doing for the Novastar management and the SDVoE management at the same time. So put it back. So this card, if we go down a little bit, you have our appliance, management appliance, which is the PC that is hosting the server part of the SDVoE system. Below, you can see the Netgear switch, and you can see that, so it's the 4500 series. It has 48 10G outputs, 10G connections, and it has 8 100G connections. So you see with fiber optic, we are connecting the 10G connections directly to the SDVoE cards, so with those yellow cables. And we are also on the other part of the switch, because we had more ports than we needed. We are using it for the network of the source PCs that we have also in the system. So this is what we call the IT over AV. So really for us, it's an AV switch. So we use it to switch video signals, video, audio, and USB. But we are using it also for IT. So it's IT over AV. And below we have our source PC. So we have 6 PCs on Mac. So this is the beauty of having a KVM system, that you're really independent from the operating system. So on the PC, they are connected to the cards with HDMI, but also USB, and that's it. So this going to put it back. So this is the rack. So this is what you would have in your technical room, let's say. And then if I come back here, I have my control PC. So this control PC, I am acquiring so this is really a small PC. I am acquiring the output and connecting to an encoder, a SDVoE encoder. And because I want to show the interoperability of SDVoE, this is an encoder of a brand A, let's say. And this encoder, you have fiber optic cable going to the switch. And this monitor here on my, this is, there's nothing displayed on it for the moment. It's connected to a decoder. Actually, it's a transceiver, but we use it as a decoder. So this will simulate, let's say, an operator workstation with one monitor. So I think you have, you understand now the system, and now I will show you how, with the standard software, both from SDVoE and from Novastar, how we can control the sources and display them on the LED wall or on the desktop monitor. So we will switch the display, and actually you will see a screen capture of the control PC. So this is Semtech Blue River AV Manager software, version 2.0, and this is really the standard software provided by Semtech, and this is a software on that every every member of the alliance will know very well, because everybody will test their appliance with this software to make sure that all the functionalities are there. And you see, so this is a main window where there is a setup window where you control all your endpoints, and this is like you have a view like it's like a metric switch. So this is why SDVoE is called the matrix transform, and you can send a source to a destination. So for example, this PC, this monitor here, I can display my PC here. So this encoder, but I can also display one of the source PC that is in my technical room. I can display on this monitor. I can also take the control. So I take the USB and I don't remember, was it the number one or the number one? So up USB. So I take the control of the number one, and now from this keyboard and mouse, I have a full KVM control, and this is really real time because you have less than 1 millisecond latency. So I will come back to the video. So I have shown how to display my PCs here on this monitor. Now I will show how to display this control PC that is encoded locally, how I can display it on the LED wall. So now we will go back to, so I will attach it to here, and then I will go back to, now you are, what you are seeing now is a Novastar software for the video wall control. So if you are familiar with the video wall controller, you see that you have your sources on the left, which are my cards. And you can define a grid, for example, if you want to 3x3 or so a grid that will allow you to position the source very precisely. And you can simply drag and drop. And I drag and drop this source here. And you can see this is my, this is the PC that I have acquired locally. So I'm now displaying on the LED wall. So I'm using now the SDVoE card as a decoder. And then because you have all the attributes of video wall controller, you can display at any size and any position on the video wall with a lot of flexibility. You can also crop the source. So cropping means that I will extract, I will zoom inside the source. So here I've got this interface, so I can, let's say I will crop the center of the source. So I will only display the center of the source. So I click OK. And here I've got a sub-source that is a crop, the one that I've just created, and that I can display, let's say here. So you see, it's only one section of the source. I can put it in the background if I prefer. So I'll put it down. Sorry, this one, I put it in the background. So, and I can remove it. I can, so I can do this for all of my sources. Because this controller is directly driving the LED wall, of course, I have directly the control of my LED wall. So I can reduce the brightness. I can control the brightness. I can even fade to black my video wall. So it comes black, it comes back. I have, so the background, maybe I can remove it because it's a bit confusing. So I will disable the background. So now it's more clear. You see my source. And well, let's, for example, let's create a preset. So I will put several sources. And then I will save a preset. So save preset number 4. Okay, new preset. And now I have the list of presets, and so I'm calling the number 3. Don't know what it is. And now the number 4. This is the one that I've just created. So furthermore, yes, you can also control the audio. So here I don't have the audio card, but you can have an audio output card, and it will, you can select the audio of which source input that you want to listen to. What else? So here you can monitor your cards. So when they are green, that you have a signal and it's all is working fine. And when it's gray, that there is no signal. So this card is not connected. And I've got a few connectors here on my output cards that are not connected. And then, yes, you have a lot of additional settings. Maybe the one most interesting is the permission management. So you can manage user rights and they can have access to certain sources, certain or not. So according to the user profile that you will have defined. So yeah, more or less, I will not go through all the functionalities, but just to show you that it's a real video controller with all the features that you will expect it from it. And that is fully integrated with SDVoE with those transceiver cards. So I have my script. I think I went through all of the. Yeah, I think I went through everything more or less. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So now I think the next section will be of the webinar will be the Q&A, and I think there is already three questions. So Laurent, I will hand over to you, and if you could manage the questions.
Absolutely, Thomas, and thank you so much for this live demonstration. I can tell you, I can attest, I've never seen such a full-size video live demo like that ever. So I'm really want to thank you, ttgroup and Novastar. So let's go over the QA questions. I see some more questions actually popping up. Please don't be shy. Yeah, there's no idiot questions, right? You should really ask questions. We are going to spend time now responding. So let me go to the first one. I think it's for you, Thomas. So John is saying, like, I presume that the image was custom created to support the resolution of your wall, and it's not a scaled image. Is that a true statement from John?
I don't understand the question. So in fact, the sources, the PC sources are 4K, and the video controller allow you to scale the way you want. So if your video wall is more than 4K, you will display them in native resolution. And if the video wall, this is what is very different with an LED video wall is that it's not straight 16:9 4K. So it will, for sure, the video controller will take the best of the resolution the video wall offers in order to display your source with the best resolution possible.
All right. So it means that the answer to John's question is that the image, the video that you were presenting on the wall was not custom created, and it's really much scaling to the size of the video wall. All right. So I have one from the same John actually. 4K images, videos, I guess, can utilize upwards of 18 gigabits per second. SDVoE is using 10 gigs, so I would presume some level of compression is at play. And I can actually start the answer saying that the HDMI overhead is not in the equation, so it's not 18 gig for 4K 6444. This is really much far less than that, approximately 13 gigabits. And yes, there is a very light compression, but I'm sure Melissa can't wait to tell us how fast and seamless that is.
Well, I think what I'm going to tell you is, in terms of marketing, it is zero compression, right? We've had this used by multiple medical customers who will start off with the objection to any kind of compression and come around to now adopting the SDVoE solution. We actually have white papers on our pixel pack, what we call the compression pixel packing, that go into large detail over this. So I'd be happy to share those with you afterwards.
Thank you. So we do have, and that was the first question from Jeff somewhere in North America. Thank you for the great presentation. One of the biggest roadblocks in our industry is getting the KVM solution proved for security, cyber security. How can we just make sure that only the HID USB pass-through is happening on the USB input for the KVM and not any data such as, storage keys and all that. And collectively, we all together discuss that. It's true, USB can do data, and we will handle that question at a later time because we need to do some research how the filtering and the blocking of the data can be actually spec'd in for that solution. Maybe Thomas, you want to say a few words about that, unless you have already the answer.
Yes, sorry, Melissa, maybe about the USB. So there is a USB filtering with the ASIC, the SDVoE ASIC. So you can filter with the class of the USB that is connected. And ttgroup is also working on a step further in the filtering of the USB HID, which is to have it monodirectional. So not only to filter the USB HID, but to only send from the keyboard to the PC and to not have any feedback. And this is something we are working on, and we will come very soon with a solution.
Perfect. So, Jeff, I hope this is a good answer for now. And yes, you will receive a message from the four of us, and you will be able to follow up with Thomas on that one. So, I have Kristaps asking a question to you, Thomas, specifically. He wants to know how much time was it for you to set up this demo yesterday? I know you were installing this yesterday. How much time for that installation in working hours?
Okay. The LED wall was already installed. The rack enclosure, in fact, it's very similar to what we had at ISE, what we showed at ISE, more or less the same demo. And then, in fact, it's my colleagues. I have the chance to have very skilled colleagues that took the time to set up the demo, but most of the part was already there. So the key components were there.
So you don't want to say how many working hours, do you?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
All right. I have Anton asking a question to you, Johnny. Is it possible to flip the rack ears on the Novastar H series so that the connections are on the back, not on the front?
Actually, at this moment, we don't have this design because we're thinking that the track air is using the front side. We just have the monitor, small LCD screen, but all the configuration is the back side. So also the air in the front is more easier to put the devices into the backtick. So at this moment, we cannot allow the user to change in the solution for the air. It's fixed.
It's fixed for now, so you need to turn your rack around, maybe.
Yes.
All right. So, Anton, this is
actually what you are seeing is the back of the controller here. Huh? So we tilt it up the other way around because normally you see the monitor where you have you can monitor also your controller. There is an LCD screen on the front. But
yes.
Here we are showing the back because we wanted to show the bolts.
So. Thank you, Thomas. So, in fact, Anton, what you see right now is the back of the rack. So you just need to put your rack front facing, and then you'll have the front panel instead on the front, and the IOs and the cables on the right-hand side. Last question I'll take from Kristaps before going to the other. How long are all the cables? So I am assuming that for SDVoE, because we are using the 10 gigabit Ethernet, you can go 100 meters on Cat6a, and as far as you want using fiber, multi-mode, single mode, you can even cross the ocean. But on the Novastar video wall for the output cables, how long are the cables? How does it work, Johnny?
Actually, if you're using the Cat6, we recommend it for the 18 to the 100 meters.
Okay.
just for the network cable. Over this side, or over this over that, we may recommend that you can use fiber to make the transmission. For the fiber, they don't have the limit. I think it's the 10 kilometers a maximum for sports.
Thank you, Johnny. All right, so another John, this time questioning a little bit why TT Group and Novastar you selected the SDVoE, video distribution and routing, instead of other type of distribution such as ST2110 and IPMX. So would you be able to tell us a little bit more about that? How did you make your decision?
Yeah, so for us, it was a technology that makes most sense. So we are really specialized in control rooms and mission critical application. We are working for the government a lot, and so the fact that the SDVoE has many advantage over all other solutions. The fact it's based on an ASIC, so it's really consume very small power, like 6 watts for one transceiver that encodes and decodes 4K 60, which is nothing. And if we would have tried to do this with another technology, with FPGA technology, it would be at least 25 watts. And this would be impossible to design such a system because it would be too hot to fit inside the H series controller. So plus, yeah, and also I think the most maybe the most important the biggest advantage of SDVoE is that it's really an alliance of companies, and so you really have it's really reassuring for the customer because he knows that if he buys an endpoint from company A, if this company A disappears one day, he can swap it for company B and it will work the same. And it's something that has been proven for 10 years on the thousands of installations with 50 plus vendors, SDVoE vendors all over around the world. So more proven and more interoperable than this, I think does not exist. Even HT-based-T, if you don't have the sender and the receiver of the same brand, you're not sure they really be communicating right together. And SDVoE, it works like a charm. So that's.
So we usually are not offensive with the competition in this group, but maybe Melissa, you want to say a few words about the solution itself, how maybe more streamlined it is over the other ST2110 and IPMX. What can you say about that?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think just in terms of simplicity versus ST2110, I mean, SDVoE hands down wins out. And then in terms of availability, I think IPMX is, still in its relative infancy. So if you're looking for a product, that is going to be a challenge. Overall, from a software perspective, SDVoE, the interoperability is really guaranteed by the fact that there is one API and only one API. That isn't the case with those other solutions, right? So you can have different interpretations and implementations of NMOS. It's not a controlled thing. So I think that's probably the bigger advantage comparing the two.
Thank you. So we are 2 minutes away from the top of the hour. I'm going to go fast for the 3 last questions. Stefan is coming back to the cabling. So we answered already 100 meter between the output and the video wall. How much is the cabling length reduced when using patch panels? So I don't see any reaction from Johnny. So let me speak about patch panels myself, because after all, I'm also an IT person. So patch panels, if they are done correctly, if you are using the Cat6 or the Cat6A for all the plugs, and if you are certifying your cabling installation end to end, as long as the total distance is 100 meters, using patch panels at the beginning, at the end, should not add any limitation to that. Okay, but of course, cabling is the layer 1 and it must be handled properly, especially with the cable testing, real cable certification. Raphael is actually asking a question about how to automate. Yep, Thomas, go ahead.
Sorry, Laurent, I just wanted to add something. Connecting with Cat5a cables is not the only way you connect the controller to the LED wall. You have also output cards that have fiber outputs, and then you have a 10G fiber, and when you arrive next to your video wall, you can you have a splitter that will split the fiber into 10 or 20 Cat6 cables to connect to your cabinet. So just wanted to mention this. This is not the only way to connect to your LED wall.
Fantastic. So it means that you can go much further using proper OM3 or OM4 multimode or single mode fiber. All right. So Raphael is asking about, how to automate all that. Melissa mentioned about the API systems. How can this control room can be controlled by in terms of automation? How does it work? So maybe I can actually first ask Melissa to answer about the API for SDVoE so that all that can be programmed. And next, maybe Johnny, you can say a few words about the API systems in Novastar as well.
Yes, we can. Sorry, Melissa. Mm-hmm.
Go on, Melissa.
I was just going to say, so that the SDVoE API, like I said, is controlled by Semtech actually, and it is something that is available to all SDVoE members. It is also available via the SDVoE Alliance. So anybody who is interested in creating control software for SDVoE products can be certified via the SDVoE Academy and then have access to the API itself. So in that sense, it's very accessible, and with that, it's well documented and highly used. So I think it's been proven to be quite easy to work with, and there's a ton of examples of different companies who actually specialize in selling control software only. They don't even have physical hardware products. So it's definitely something that's done broadly.
Johnny, about the API?
Yes, actually, for each series API, we are open, could provide for our service. You just need to contract with your regional sales manager or kind of our technical guys, and they will provide for the document for how, and also we will help you to make the system integration with each series and also your control system. That's good.
All right, thank you. So this is successfully concluding this very rich Q&A box today. So maybe I should wrap it up. Thank you very much. We got several hundreds of attendance today. Thank you. You will receive a message from the four of us, probably by early tomorrow morning if you are in the United States, Canada, or South America. I want to thank the TT Group with Thomas. I want to thank Melissa with SDVoE and Johnny from Novastar for this very, very rich presentation today and this webinar. And I wish you all a very good day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Laurent. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you all, guys.
Thank you.